We've all heard the excuse of trains being held up because of animals. Cows on the line, sheep on the line, and one time a bull on the line. These are matters that could be dealt with in a matter of minutes, but for the Kent and East Sussex Railway, they would have to close a part of their line for 3 months. The cause? Something far smaller than cattle. Beyond the level crossing at Rolvenden Station, the railway curves east and climbs along the top of an embankment towards Tinterden. At the time, this part of the line was almost like a roller coaster, as while surveys carried out by British Railways was quoted as somewhere between 150 and 1 in 52, it was later found that some sections dipped down and up sharply, with one point claimed to be as steep as 1 in 37. Attempts were made to fix this by reballasting and lifting the line, but its slow sinking was a far greater issue that dated back to the railway's construction. Overseen by Colonel Stevens, who, with little capital, was known infamously for his cheap and poor practices of the permanent way, the Rolvenden Bank being no exception, originally constructed of ash and clinker. For reasons only known to them, rabbits took a great liking to it. One suggests perhaps the ash was still warm. Anyhow, they colonized it, as rabbits only can, and undermined the railway line to such a state the weight of fast-moving trains could result in the embankment totally collapsing. A speed restriction of 10 miles per hour was put in place, but soon reduced further to 5. This grew into a challenge for engine crews, as their trains would not be able to get a good run at the gradient and risk stalling on it. Finally, between February and May 1993, the railway closed, and the necessary attention was given to what was now dubbed the Bunny Bank. 500 yards of track was dismantled, and the whole embankment was dug out. It was then renewed with mine waste, and, in an attempt to eliminate the rabbit problem, retained by plastic-covered steel netting, further stabilizing the foundation. The embankment was finished off with concrete sleepers and welded flat-bottom track. By the end of spring, the project had cost the railway a sum of £70,000. Had it done the trick? We're hoping so. It's early days yet, so we shall wait a while and see, said one of the railway's volunteers to an author visiting the line. That author's name was Christopher Awdry. Christopher's visit was one of several to other preserved lines, and 2 years later published them in his book Awdry's Steam Railways. But he would take his notes beyond reality and into fiction. In 1995, he adapted the Rolvenden anecdote as a basis for the story Rabbits, as part of the book Thomas and the Fat Controller's Engines. A reflection of what happened on the Kent and East Sussex, rabbits undermining the embankment caused speed restrictions to be put on the steepest part of the Farquhar branch line, with Percy stalling on the gradient. Although, fortunately, for the real-life inspiration, there was no derailment that time.